As you may have seen, the Big Sky Conference released the 2020 football season will now be moved to spring of 2021. These decisions are not made lightly, but I can tell you this, it is made with the health and safety of our student athletes, our coaches, our staff, and our fans in mind.
Just really appreciate the opportunity to spend a few moments with you and express to you a couple of things about how challenging this time has been. Some of the members of our team are going to really talk about the student-athlete perspective. Ultimately, that's what this is all about. That's why we are all here, is to support them and create an unbelievable experience for them. Probably the most powerful thing that is happening right now is we're getting a little bit of closure on scheduling, allowing us to give these guys some normalcy. These guys have. I'm sure we could chuckle about the number of times we've sent out messages, hey, we're doing this tomorrow, and then it changes the next day. And that's really unsettling. And I think having that consistency, knowing that now, hey, we're pushing our championship season towards the spring. We still don't have specific dates, but that allows us to kind of get started and start looking forward to, hey, what's the most optimal 4 to 6 week training block that we can get these guys in the weight room? How do we make sure that we prepare them for competition as we move forward? And whatever it looks like, we'll be ready. And these guys have been unbelievable in their ability to kind of pivot and adjust. They've been unbelievably adaptable, and I'm really proud of the way that they've handled all this stuff. The second thing I'd say is I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our partners with Bozeman Health and Rob Higgs and our training staff. What a great partnership that's been. I think we've figured out how to deal with this virus and the difficulties as well as we possibly could during this time. And so I think we've also created a model and a template for the rest of our student body as they return to campus. And so that's been, pretty exciting in some ways to try to craft a protocol that's never had to exist before. And our team docs and our partners at Bozeman Health and Rob Higgs and his crew have been awesome.
So like everyone's been saying, like most everyone knows, these past few months have been difficult, and there's been some challenges we've had to overcome. And it's kind of weird. We've been here for the first summer, and it's my 4th summer here, and it's almost like it's brand new to me. I feel like a freshman again, kind of trying to figure out, trying to navigate this situation and figure out what we're doing and what's the next plan. And it's made it pretty difficult. I'd say the biggest challenge, and I guess the biggest thing we've been missing out on for me myself, is being able to hang out with our teammates outside of football. We spend a lot of time together, obviously, and when we're here in the summer, for the most part, it's basically us. And we get some other student athletes, and maybe some students and whatnot. But the relationships we build come a lot from the summer. And for me, it's like the mask, wiping down equipment, whatever it is, that stuff I can deal with. But the toughest part for me is for sure not being able to spend this last time for me with my brothers and my teammates. So,
kind of echoing off of what Lewis said, relationships are a huge thing in terms of the things I'm most excited for going on to the spring season this year. Having the ability for the younger freshmen and even the veterans to experience Gold Rush. Like, I know me personally, I've never taken a snap in Gold Rush. Experiencing the Brawl of the Wild and just all of the emotions that come with it. And like Lewis said, this summer we didn't have the opportunity to establish a lot of relationships. There's still young guys I need to meet. There's still young guys Troy needs to meet, everybody. And just the opportunity for this fall to continuing to build relationships and friendships that'll last a lifetime will be huge and key. And the big thing too with this spring season, there's a lot of clarity now for us student athletes. Now when Lewis leaves, it's not going to be a season of doubtfulness and uncertainty of what's going to happen in the near future. Now we at least know that we're planning on a spring season, and this is a team that I believe is not just chasing after one ring, but 2.
I guess growing up in Montana, I grew up going to Cats games, being around the game of football in Bobcat Stadium, and there's nothing like it. Being there with fans, with the players, big-time games, Gold Rush, Cat Grizz, like we've been saying, there's just nothing like it. That feeling running out of that cat head, it's just amazing. And I think without fans, it would have been a lot different. And so this new spring season, going into it is exciting because I know we're going to have fans there. and it gives us a great opportunity to go forward with a good season and have championship aspirations. As football players, when you tell us we can't play football, it's definitely frustrating, but now that we have some clarity going forward, it's exciting that we have the opportunity to play. So I'm excited.
I think the biggest aspect about our culture here at MSU is that no matter what the challenge is, no matter what's thrown our way, we can handle it, and we'll come out bigger, better, and stronger. And I feel like this whole situation has provided a great opportunity for us to grow as a community. And I feel like the best way for us to be able to make sure that we can play in the spring and to make sure that we have the amazing environment that we have here is if we all follow the rules and guidelines set ahead for us by the CDC or county health or whoever it is. So, mask up, hand sanitizer, just doing everything we possibly can to make sure that we get that amazing spring season that we're all hoping for.
At the end of the day, we just want the Bobcat fans to know that whenever we play, we're going to play, and we are very excited to get going. Obviously, every year, you get done with football and the anticipation just starts building. In January even, the fans want football. If we could play football year round, I think a lot of people around here would say, let's do it, including us. So I think, around this time every year, you get the fans on the edge of their seat. You get everyone in the community asking about, oh, who's this? What's this opponent, blah, blah. And at the end of the day, just because we're pushing it back doesn't mean that we're not playing. We're going to come out no matter when it is. We're going to play, and we're going to give you guys all we got. So just continue to let that anticipation build, and it's just going to build for more energy when we get there.
So Bobcat fans, at the end of the day, as you have heard from Coach Choate and members of the MSU football team, we are disappointed, but we are excited about the opportunity to continue to play and to continue to carry on the Bobcat spirit here in the spring. I know you're excited. I know you have questions about information about tickets and things like that. That information will be forthcoming as we learn more about the timelines and the schedules that are going to be set forth. I think what you can do right now for these guys and for the coaches and for all of our teams and coaches is to continue to support Bobcat Athletics in any way that you possibly can. We are supporting them. They still have their scholarships. They're still going to class. They're still going to be here in town attending class. They need to eat. They need a place to sleep. You can support Bobcat Athletics in all the ways possible by keeping your tickets and supporting the Bobcat Annual Athletic Scholarship Fund. Continue to do that. We'll be back with more information, but you can always help us by, as Daniel said, continuing to mask up, following CDC guidelines, washing your hands, and doing those little things so you can see these guys in the spring. Thank you, and go Cats.